Good morning, Desert Sands Unified School District. My name is Sean Webb. I'm your Director of Community Engagement and the Foundation, and you're watching Classroom Conversations. We are the live community engagement show that highlights everything great Desert Sands, as well as what's going on in the Coachella Valley. Before we move on, I want to thank our partners who make this happen and allow us to happen. Obviously, the school district, as I am employed by them, and the foundation who wrote a grant with the city of Indio, and we're going to have Brooke on with us shortly here. But also want to thank our friends over at CoachellaValley.com. Craig, thank you for your partnership with the school district and allowing us to share our information on your platform, as well as Kevin Pillow over at Prep Sports. As you guys know, he was a partner with us during spring football for the halftime show, and then he kind of took it over during the fall. So thank you for allowing us to watch on Prep Sports. And then we're also going live today at Shadow Hills High School on their Facebook page. So you got us on a couple different platforms. But I'd like to read the mission statement for the Desert Sands Educational Foundation. The Desert Sands Educational Foundation secures funding and awards money to provide supplemental resources that enrich and enhance student learning in Desert Sands Unified School District. Their vision statement. In partnership with public and private sectors, Desert Sands Educational Foundation financially supports creative and innovative programs that enrich and enhance the educational experience in the academics, the arts, and extracurricular activities, and engage all students and staff in Desert Sands Unified School District. Okay, so we got a surprise here today. With me, we don't have Chef Mary, but I got another Mary in my life that's with me today, and we have our very own Public Information Officer, Mary Perry. Good morning, Mary. How are you?
Good morning. I like that. Another Mary in your life. That's
You like that?
I do. For those of you who don't know, Sean and I work together very, very closely. We make an amazing team.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. I would say, 4 to 5 days of the week. I start off every morning where I go over to your office and say, "Hey, what's going on? What do you need to work on today?"
Exactly. And we actually won an award last year from the California School Public Relations Association, who wanted to know about campaigns, community engagement campaigns. And so we titled ours Promotion in Motion.
That's right.
And said that Sean and Jan Diaz, our communications specialist, and I met every single morning, either in person when possible, or via Zoom or via the phone. And every day we would sit at this table behind me, masked and ready to talk about what we could do that day that would make a difference.
Exactly. And I'm glad that Casper, recognized that, and it's just a complete honor. But Mary, as you know, once a week we always have one of our partners with us on with us, and I want to join her on, have her join us, and we have our very own Public Information Officer, Director of Communications, Brooke Berry from Indio, with us. Good morning, Brooke. How are you?
Good morning, Mary. That makes it very easy for me to remember. And also Sean. Happy Thursday, everyone. Kind of fun to be doing it later on in the week as we're closer to the weekend.
Yeah, definitely. Speaking of the weekend, you guys got some fun stuff coming up, don't you?
We sure do. We are starting our once a month event in our downtown. We're calling this one Take Center Stage. It's happening on Saturday from 6 to 9 o'clock near Smur and Miles. We have the Sarah Montgomery Band there. We've got a DJ. We've got line dancing instruction. We've got so much happening. Kids for games, tailgate style games, food trucks, all with a country theme to kind of kick off these monthly events. But that theme is going to change from month to month. But this one sort of coincides with our partners at Desert Theater Works. They've got the big show called Always Patsy Cline happening right across the street at the Indio Performing Arts Center. So we thought we would take advantage of that sort of symbiosis and make this kind of country for the first time.
That's kind of cool. So that almost makes me think about when I was over at Palm Desert as a teacher, or even dating back to Mecca School. We used to do cross-curricular activities. Something that we would read a story that would then go into science class, that would go into social studies class, that would go into English class. So I love how you guys are integrating the arts and everything going on in Indio.
Thank you. Yes. And the next month will be Classic Hollywood. So I need to look ahead and see what the show is that's happening at the IPAC. But there'll always be something interesting. After this month, we're going to be doing it on the second Saturday so that everyone remembers. They kind of mark that down on the calendar. We'll be doing it year round except for April, because what is happening in April? Anyone?
Little
Fingers
Coachella Fest.
crossed.
You guys should-
Coachella Fest,
Yeah,
yes, and
fingers
it's kind of
crossed.
it's all hands on deck for that. But that actually sort of leads me to another reason why everyone should come out on Saturday night. In addition to it being kid friendly, and we are going to be following some COVID protocols. Yes, it's the colossal cacti sculpture, which was put up at location right by the Greater Coachella Valley Chamber of Commerce office, the India Visitor Center, right next to where our outdoor living room will be staged. And it's a series of 3 different pieces from the Coachella Festival in 2019. And we're going to be doing a ribbon cutting at 7 o'clock that night too. So you could come at 6 o'clock, you could grab some food, you could grab some drinks, you can play some games, you can stay for the ribbon cutting of colossal cacti, go over, grab a show at the IPAC. Look, we've got your whole night planned out for you.
I love it. I love it. You guys got everything planned for us on the weekend. There we go.
And it's free activities too. So it's something really fun. It's specifically programmed for kids of all ages, their parents. So check it out and see how the whole thing evolves over time.
Okay. Now, tell me, are these things on loan or are these things permanent in the city?
It's kind of a long-term agreement.
Okay.
Where essentially we're using some funds from our arts and public places that's specifically earmarked. It's funds that are paid by developers when they put in new projects here. They're set aside so that we can do really fun things like that. And I believe that the only money that the city is using is just for actually the installation of these pieces. So it's kind of, you know, what would they be doing with them if they weren't somewhere else? We are the proud beneficiaries of that work. It's going to be so fun too. We've been kind of doing a little contest online for people to sort of caption the whole installation process too. And there are so many great cactus puns that we can come up with. So check out the City of India's Facebook page or Twitter and weigh in. Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay. And then as we always do, you always talk about the Indio Teen Center. I tell you, Chef Mary and I were just analyzing the menu over there. Mary Perry, look at this. The menu they serve over there, they've got everything from Chipotle chili to barbecue chips to bagel sandwiches, smoothies, frozen creations. They treat those the students that go there very well in food.
I would say it almost makes me want to be a teen again, but not.
And you know, Sean, it's not just serving those meals. It's actually a whole culinary arts program. So the goal there is for the teens, grades 8 through 12, to come and learn how to do some of these things too. And maybe get them interested in cooking, or maybe just prepare them. Yeah. And it's something that they can do, you know, when they get home too. This is free programming. It is not specific to city of residency. Okay. So anyone that's between that age group, we have a lot of folks that come in from the middle schools as well in the 8th grades from Desert Sands. And then, of course, it's right next to, right across the street from Indio High School.
Yeah,
so high school. So those high schoolers just come right over.
Excellent, excellent. Well, Brooke, I think that's all our slides. Or do we have any more here from you? I'm not sure.
Yeah, keep it short today.
Yeah, we're pretty thorough. We're doing well.
You've gotten some great coverage too about Saturday. So some really nice media coverage on what's happening.
Yes. And I think, you know, people are just getting excited. They're seeing that people are making an investment in the Coachella Valley's original downtown. Sean, I know that you were out there recently for our Indio Streets or Treats events too. And when you go down there, you just have such a clear vision of what it has looked like in the past many years ago and what it could look like too. That traditional grid downtown that we've gotten away from, it's something special. And when these projects start occurring, we have another restaurant that's in the process of signing a lease. So this same time next year, we'll have at least 3 new restaurants going into that location. So there'll be a lot of options for people, and not just on Saturdays.
Well, Sean and I are always looking for new restaurants to visit. So we try to bring them into the fold, and it's a way of having our meetings continue even through the lunch hour. So
yeah, definitely. Most definitely. Well, Brooke, thank you for joining us. Always a pleasure to have you on. I'll reach out next week to see if you'll be with us on Tuesday or Thursday.
Perfect. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Sean. Thank you to everyone who's watching.
Bye.
All right, have a good one. Thanks. Bye-bye. Oh, always a pleasure to have Brooke join us.
Oh, she's wonderful. I'm so impressed with how she has grown into this position. She does an awesome job representing the city of Indio.
I agree. I agree completely. So, speaking about people who do a great job, I want to talk about Jan Diaz for a second here.
Oh,
She always keeps our website up to date and works directly with Mr.
Mhm.
Bailey. And I just want to make sure people are aware that if you want to get the most up to date information about the pandemic, you can go ahead and join us at Super Seconds.
Mhm.
Yeah.
As much as I love working with you, Sean, I do have to confess that Jan is one step above. So,
Oh, I understand. You work with. I'll give it to you that you worked with her longer.
yes, and probably more time during the day. But Jan and Sean and I really are a triumvirate, and we have traveled to conferences together and presented about the successes in the Desert Sands communications world.
Yep. Yeah. No, it's been fun working with you guys, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. But one of the most up to date things you want to see about in Super Seconds is our clinic information that we have available. So if you want to see anything about COVID clinics that are going on, vaccination clinics, testing clinics, check over there. A lot of it's all of these are walk-in available too, aren't they, Mary?
They are. We certainly encourage appointments, but you don't have to have an appointment. Just come on over, and you may have to wait a little bit, but we will absolutely get you taken care of.
Yeah, yeah. So we have some fun news to share about. Let me see. You sent me a picture earlier.
I did. I'm hoping you can get to the one of the two, just the two kids. Can you get to that one?
Well, I
Yeah,
took
that's
a couple photos.
perfect.
There we go. So why don't you explain
Yay.
what's going on here?
All right, so last night we had our annual Desert Sands Elementary School Spelling Bee. So we missed having it last year. So this was there was a gap year, I guess, as we're saying, and we were back this year. And there were 17 schools participating, 16 elementary and one middle school, and they were on the stage at Indio High School's Performing Arts Center. And so you can see the two students there. So the gentleman is Mr. Dylan Lee, and Dylan is a 7th grader at Palm Desert Charter Middle School, and he took home the trophy. He won the spelling bee. And next to him, the young lady is Katie Wang, and Katie is a 5th grader at Ronald Reagan Elementary School. So congratulations to both of them. This is like fresh off the press news.
That's fantastic. And you see Mr. Will Height there, our Senior Director of Elementary Education, who is in charge of that. I love that they were able to, they took a year off and they had a very successful spelling bee with, would you say 16 out of our 34 schools participate? That's fantastic.
Exactly. And really, I mean, when you think about it, I mean, it was just really for the elementary school with some middle school participation. So we had a really great response from the schools.
Oh, so now I think about it, that's like 16 that's more than half of the schools that participated in 16 out of 30. That's fantastic.
Exactly. It's really wonderful.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Let's see, Mary, do we have any other slides today? No, I don't think so.
I think these are the two best ones. We have some of the kids, individually standing up and spelling their words, but those were the two best pictures. So thanks very much to the Ed Services Department for providing those.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Mary, that's pretty much all I have here. I was going to go ahead and maybe look on Twitter, but I don't see anything else going on. I will say that I'm excited. Next week, we've got some community events going on in the city of La Quinta. We've got the American Express Golf Tournament coming forward. And I know that a lot of the students over at the various high schools will help out and volunteer for those too.
Right. And I just want to take a minute, Sean, and really give such thanks and recognition to every single staff member at Desert Sands. I know, if you watch the news, you realize that we do have some absences because of the pandemic, because of the variant, and people are working really, really overtime. I think, they're just doing everything possible, and that's everybody from the teachers in the classroom who are just my heroes for everything they're doing, but it's the nutrition services workers who are packing meals shorthanded. It's the teacher, the certificated individuals who work here in the district, like you, Sean, who are filling in and doing substitute teaching, and so many. Everybody is just filling in wherever they need to, and just doing an incredible job. So really great pride in everybody who works for Desert Sands. And I know you've already spoken about last Friday when we all showed up at the loading dock to deliver tests, because that's what people here are doing. So I think the Desert Sands staff is representative of what's going on, that when there's a need, we're there.
Yeah. It's not just the Desert Sands staff. I call it the Desert Sands family.
Yes.
That's what I feel it is. And I'll flat out say that I said in the office the other day, I can't wait for the day that I don't have to fill out one of these cards, because we've been filling out condolence cards for our staff members and so forth. Of ones that we know, and it's just unfortunate, but I'm glad that we're able to work together as a family and make sure that we're trying to come out of this as bright as possible.
Yep. And I'm not a parent of the district, but I'm a grandparent of the district. And I have two grandchildren, one at La Quinta High School and one at Amelia Earhart. And the kids are the most resilient of all of us, and they are just moving forward. And again, the teachers are just awesome.
Yeah, I agree. I agree completely. Our entire teaching staff, to our clerical staff, to our custodians, to our landscapers and maintenance operations. I know I'm missing a classification in there, but
I know. I hated to say it because it's every single group of people here, and doing things that probably not normally what they do on a regular basis, but with a smile. And what can I do? I think that's the question I hear from people all the time. What can I do?
Yeah. Well, Mary, you know what? As we all do and fill in and so forth, you filled in for Chef Mary today. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. You're always welcome.
Anytime. I really appreciate it.
I love all the Marys in my life.
There you go.
Hey, have a great one. I'll see you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, so a little shorter show today, but as just want to make sure to get out the information about what's going on in the district, as well as as Mary said, just want to say thank you to all of our staff members as well. I don't think that's said enough, and thank you for all that you do. And one more, I want to give another props and thanks to our partners that allow for classroom conversations to happen. Obviously our school district, our foundation board, the city of Indio. You're fantastic with the community grants that you issued here. And then our friends, CoachellaValley.com. Craig, amazing. Thank you for allowing us to present on your platform, and Prep Sports Weekly. Kevin, I look forward to see where we go with our next version of Halftime Show. But you guys will see me again on Tuesday. I'll be back with us for Classroom Conversations. But between now and then, if you have any questions about what's going on in regards to pandemic and so forth, as we've been sharing over and over again, you can find the most up-to-date information, brief pandemic information on Super Seconds. So we want to encourage you to go there. And speaking of Super Seconds, I spoke with Mr. Bailey this morning. The COVID plan is actually being updated as we speak. So there will be a reiteration of that coming forward as things have changed with county health and California Department of Health. We are updating that as well. But you guys have a great day, and I'll see you Tuesday at 9 o'clock. We'll see you later.